Oh, there are so many yummy vegetarian options out there. You could try like lentil soup, veggie burgers, tofu stir fry. The possibilities are endless. Assalamu alaikum and a very warm welcome to Learn with MSA. Today, we are going to tackle one of the biggest, most important ideas in all of programming, classes and objects in Java. Seriously, this is the secret sauce that lets us take the real world with all its complexity and build a clean, understandable model of it right inside our code. So here's the game plan for today. First, we'll get our heads around the big idea of what classes and objects even are. Then, we'll look at an actual code blueprint for a car. After that, we'll use that blueprint to build a car and bring it to life. We'll even peek under the hood to see how it all works in the computer's memory. And finally, we'll see the result of our work. Sounds good? Let's go. Okay, let's dive right in. First things first, the big idea. What in the world are classes and objects? And more importantly, why should you care about them? A class is a blueprint. It's really that simple. Imagine an engineer sketching out the design for a brand new car. That design, that schematic, is the class. It lays out all the rules, what properties it has, like color or speed, and what it can do, like, drive. But remember, the blueprint itself isn't a car. You can't drive a piece of paper. It's just the plan. And that brings us to the object. An object is the real deal. It's the physical car that rolls off the assembly line, built exactly according to that blueprint. It's the thing you can actually get in and drive. And the coolest part? From that one single blueprint, you can make tons of objects. A red car, a blue one, a super fast one. Each is its own unique thing, but they all started from the same master design. So, if you remember one thing, let it be this. The class is the abstract idea, the template. The object is the concrete, real thing you create from that template. One plan, many creations. Okay, I hear you. You might be thinking, this is cool and all, but why bother? Why the extra step? Can't we just write code? Well, there's a very, very good reason for this. It's because this idea is the absolute heart and soul of object-oriented programming, or OOP for short. And OOP is what allows us to write code that's organized, reusable, and way easier to manage. By modeling real-world things as objects, our programs just make more sense. They become easier to build and easier to change later on. All right, enough theory. Let's get our hands dirty and see how this actually looks in Java. We're going to build the blueprint for our car class right now. It all starts right here. We use the keyword class, and then we give our blueprint a name. In our case, car. Simple enough, right? Now, everything that makes a car is going to live inside these two curly braces. First up, let's define its properties. In code, we call these instance variables. We're saying here that every car we build from this blueprint will have a color, which we'll store as a string, basically just text, and it will have a speed, which we'll store as an int, a whole number. Next, what can our car do? We define its actions or behaviors using things called methods. We've created a method here called drive. The code we put inside its curly braces is exactly what will happen anytime we tell one of our car objects to, well, drive. Okay, our blueprint is officially designed. The plans are ready. Now for the exciting part. Let's fire up the factory, build an actual car from our blueprint, and make it do something. This is where it all comes together. First, we create the object. This line, car my car equals new car, does just that. Then we can give it some personality. We use the dot to get to its color property and set it to red. We do the exact same thing for speed, setting it to 100. And finally, once our car is built and ready, we call its drive method to make it go. Now, let's break that down because this syntax is super important. The new keyword, that's the magic word that actually builds the object in the computer's memory. Now, my car isn't the car itself. Think of it more like the car keys or a remote control. It's a reference that just points to where the real car object is located. And that little dot, that's the button on the remote. It's the bridge that lets us use our reference to access the car's properties and tell it what to do. So, what's really happening inside the machine when we run this code? Let's pop the hood and take a look at the computer's memory. This visual really says it all. Over on one side, you have your reference variable, my car. It's just a small pointer. But way over on the other side, in the computer's main memory, the new keyword has constructed a full-blown car object, and it's holding our data, the color red and the speed 100. The my car variable just holds the address to find it. And that brings it all home. When your code says mycar.drive, Java takes that reference, follows the arrow to find the actual car object in memory, and then tells that specific object to run the code inside its drive method. It's a perfect chain of command.
So after all that work, designing our blueprint, constructing our object, setting its properties, and calling its method, what's the grand finale? What do we actually get to see on our screen? You remember this little line, right? Tucked away inside our drive method, we had one simple command: print the text, "the car is driving," to the screen.
And boom! That's it. That's our output. The entire journey, from an abstract idea to a concrete object taking action, results in this one simple, successful line of text. We did it. We brought our design to life.
And this is where the real power kicks in. We used a car, but you could model anything. Think about it. A dog class that has bark and fetch methods? Or how about a bank account class with deposit and withdraw methods? The possibilities are literally endless. So I'll leave you with this question. What real-world objects could you model with a class?
I really hope this explainer helped make the idea of classes and objects click for you. It's a huge concept, but once you get it, it changes everything. If you found this useful, please subscribe to my channel for more awesome videos like this. Thanks so much for watching.